The Run with Manny Wilson podcast is brought to you by Fifth Investments. Investing is the easiest way to double your money, especially when you do it right. Most of us need help with getting started, right? I'm telling you right now, Fifth Investments is the easiest way to take your first step. You can sign up for the Daily Trading Journal, weekly newsletter, including trade ideas, market analysis, news, and information on navigating the stock market. They got you covered with long-term, short-term, options trading, and more. So go to fiftinvestments.com and use the promo code THERUN for $20 off your premier membership, or just sign up for free. Trade the stock market and perfect a skill that's going to last you a lifetime.
The information is not trading or investment advice. The newsletter is only a personal blog that is being offered publicly for general information purposes only.
Are you even satisfied with just making the playoffs? And let's be real for a second. Lakers didn't bring Anthony Davis over there to just make the playoffs. Or they didn't make all of these trades with Westbrook and all of that stuff to happen just to make the playoffs. They brought them over there to win championships, right?
Now tuned into the greatest.
The Run, the Manny Wilson podcast. The best sports podcast there is.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. Let's get into it. We got a great episode for you today, man. Look, it's about the time for the playoff push in the NBA, and we know the playoffs are starting up pretty soon. There's a lot of teams, especially in this Western Conference, that's just trying to make it over the hump right now. Lakers just so happen to be one of those teams. And I know it's a lot of Lakers fans out there. Seems like it's Lakers fans everywhere when they're actually good. But I think they're going to make the playoffs. The play-in, at least, you know? I mean, here's the thing. Everyone in the Western Conference right now is about 4 to 6 games apart. And Lakers, they're not out of the picture. I know LeBron is down. I know he's hurt right now. And that does have a huge toll on the Lakers. But the next couple of weeks, even in the schedule, is not rough. So I give the Lakers a break. But here's my thing. Are you even satisfied? Like, you know, as a fan of your team, are you even satisfied with just making the playoffs? And let's be real for a second. Lakers didn't bring Anthony Davis over there to just make the playoffs. Or they didn't make all of these trades with Westbrook and all of that stuff to happen just to make the playoffs. They brought them over there to win championships, right? Right? That's all we heard, especially when Westbrook first got there. That was all we heard was, oh, this team's winning rings. Oh, this team's going to be dangerous. All of this. We heard all of those crazy, silly narratives about how good the Lakers are supposed to be now that they got this guy, now that this has happened, now that they traded all of that, even at the deadline. Like, come on now. We've heard it all with the Lakers, but yet still people are going to celebrate for possibly making the playoffs. Again, possibly making the playoffs. And here's my thing. Like, quick thing. Now I'm gonna get off track just for a second, but I gotta tell you, because this is why I see the playoffs is like when you make the playoffs and you know you're not gonna do anything in the playoffs. I just look at it as a waste of time, and this is why I say that. So I'm a Pistons fan. I love my Detroit Pistons. I'm always rep the Pistons no matter what. And I never forget, we got swept in the first round. Over the last 3 times we've been in the playoffs, we've gotten swept, which is terrible. It's horrible. But I remember the last 3 times. It was 2019, 2016, and 2009. Like, it is horrible. Each and every time. We lost to the Cavs twice. They got us gone, swept both times. It was terrible. But I remember 2016 so vividly, which is why I bring this up. And it was not a fun time. But I was still living in Michigan at the time, and I'm cheering for the Pistons all season, like I usually do. I know we're going to make the playoffs. I'm kind of hyped too, and I'm watching the games. So they done damn near got me hype about the situation. I'm like, all right, hey, we actually in the playoffs. Okay, cool. Reggie Jackson. All right, we see all this propaganda. They selling T-shirts. They having get-togethers to watch games. All of this, all the playoff type stuff is happening. The city's decorating certain stuff. Go Pistons. All of these little celebrations around the city. That's supposed to be cool and hype you up for the playoffs. All right, so, that's cool. We get there, and we're like, all right, who we got first round? Cleveland with LeBron and Kyrie. And it was just so sad to watch because Bron and Kyrie was coming to Detroit every other day, torching us. torching us into particles, like just giving us 40, giving us 30 each. Like it was so bad to watch. And like as soon as the hype started for the playoffs, the hype ended. And it was just so sad. It was so sad. And I think that's what's going to happen with the Lakers. But long story short, I say all of that to say, this is not March Madness. Like this is not March Madness. A bottom seed is not going to come out of nowhere and just surprise everybody in the playoffs. Like, oh, they shocked the number one seed. They beat the number one seed. No, that's not going to happen in the NBA because they play full series instead of one game. You have to do more than just win one game. So the Lakers, yeah, you can make the playoffs, which is cool. Congratulations to that. I mean, hey, I think it's probably actually going to happen, to be honest. But will you do anything in there? Absolutely not. And I previously mentioned Anthony Davis, if he plays, they make the playoffs. If Anthony Davis does not play, no playoffs. And now we've seen the situation turn a little bit because LeBron is the one that's injured right now. He's the one that's not healthy that they're missing. And I still think it's okay. Because as I mentioned, number 4 through 13 in the Western Conference is all about 5 games apart. And the Lakers, they have a mediocre schedule in the upcoming weeks. And AD, most importantly, he has something to prove right about now. Think about what's been happening through the course of this NBA season all year with the Lakers. People have been clowning Anthony Davis, talking about, oh, he's not healthy. He's been getting criticized for injuries all year. People have been talking about even trading him at some point because they're saying he's not as valuable because he's always injured. He's still trying to prove he's a top dog at his position and in the league at this time. He's trying to prove he can lead without LeBron because the only time he was ever valuable was when he won with LeBron in the bubble. So it's a lot of things that AD is playing for outside of wins right now. And I mean, you got to admit too, when the guy is healthy, he's the most unstoppable guy in the league. You cannot stop Anthony Davis when you're playing against him on a night-to-night basis or when you see his name coming up on the schedule. When you game plan to stop Anthony Davis and you game plan to stop LeBron James, it's two completely different things. And I'm not saying this to discredit Bron because we know the greatness he brings to the game. We've seen the greatness he brings to the game. But I'm just saying, one of those guys is 6'9" and can do everything. Another guy is 7 foot and can do everything. So that makes a huge difference. But in long story short, it's extremely doable for Anthony Davis to go ahead and make the playoffs. It's going to happen. I wouldn't be too worried, especially because this is AD's exact situation that was year to year before he was in LA anyway. When he was in New Orleans, he went through this literally every single year, playing with a lot of role players, having to elevate those guys and bring them to the top. So I don't feel bad for them. And plus, Damian Lillard is in the same situation, putting up 40 ball every single night in the same situation, trying to make the playoffs. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think Anthony Davis is going to possibly get this team to the playoffs, at least a play-in, just because, again, man, the schedule, all of that. Oh, yeah, well, I just said all of that, so you got to go back and listen. But anyway, look, man, we got some news for the run coming up, some NFL and NBA topics as well. And then I got to talk to you about Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, the French guy, 7'4", phenomenon. We got to discuss him. He's getting some attention as well. So we'll be right back. We'll take a quick break, then come back with the news and the Victor Wembanyama. Now, you know, just because you're busy doesn't mean you got to be stressed. I'm crazy busy right there with you, but it can be easier. Next time you're on a run, just make it more fun and listen to The Run with Manny Wilson. It's The Run with Manny Wilson podcast.
I'm tired of being humble, let me get to it. That motivation music, get control of your life, don't let nobody else do it.
All right, welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. We got some news for The Run here. Starting off with the NBA. So the Los Angeles Lakers, they moved another jersey into the rafters as Paul Gasol was honored in the cryptocurrency arena. His jersey was raised right next to his teammate and beloved brother Kobe Bryant. Here's Paul Gasol on his jersey retirement.
So I thank you. But I can't go on without talking about the person in the face that I don't see. The brother that elevated me, inspired me, challenged me to be a better player. just to be a better man overall. I miss him so much, like many of us do. I love him. I wish he was here with Gigi. I really do. But I think he'll be proud. And he was looking forward to this moment. So, I love you, brother.
One time for Paul Gasol, man, definitely a legend when you talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. But to move on, the NBA has released an investigation on guard Ja Morant for brandishing a gun on his Instagram. Now, Colorado is an open carry state. However, the NBA prohibits players from possessing a firearm while on team property or traveling on team business. And a violation of this rule causes for a minimum 50-game suspension. Now, moving to the NFL here, the quarterback of the New York Giants, Daniel Jones, received a big payday. Jones and the Giants agreed to a 4-year, $160 million contract extension. And the Seattle Seahawks, they've also agreed to a deal with their quarterback, Geno Smith. Geno Smith agreed to a 3-year deal for $150 million. And the Baltimore Ravens, they placed a tag on Lamar Jackson. The quarterback, Lamar Jackson, is allowed to negotiate with other teams, but the Ravens reserve the right to match any offer sheet he signs or can take up to 2 first-round picks in return for Lamar Jackson. Now, I gotta give my quick statements about this Ravens thing because it's kind of been driving me crazy that the Ravens still hasn't paid this man. Like, what is going on for the Baltimore Ravens as an organization? And this is me asking, not because I have the answers. This is literally me asking because I don't understand. I literally do not understand what's going on. And I mean, I probably should have opened the voicemail lines to get some feedback, but we'll double back to it. We'll touch on it again and run this back to hear your opinion on it, because I really don't understand, man. Do the Ravens not want to win ball games? Do the Ravens not want to be competitors for the Super Bowl? What is going on? I mean, what uncertainties do you still have pertaining to Lamar Jackson, who's an MVP, who's shown what he can do on the field multiple years, consecutive years, consistently? Like, what? I don't understand. He's one of the most highest win percentage quarterbacks in the league right now. Top 5 quarterback in the league, clearly, but not just a nice NFL quarterback, but the MVP in the NFL at one point. So what in the world is going on with them? And I don't even know what to tell you. I really don't. Like, we've seen his play. So you know where I'm coming from if you've watched this play. If you haven't seen Lamar Jackson, let me tell you this. This is what you need to do. Go on YouTube right now. Pause this. I don't even care. Look, I always want people to listen, but if you haven't seen Lamar Jackson, or if you're not familiar with Lamar Jackson in his game, you're not familiar with the guy's game. As Shaq said, I'm not familiar with your game. That's a side note. Only a few of y'all will get that. But search right now on YouTube, Lamar Jackson highlights. And I guarantee you it will be the most exciting thing you've witnessed this morning, this afternoon, however you're listening, this tonight, whatever. Whenever you listen, I guarantee it will be the most exciting thing you do today. And you're going to be thinking about this quarterback like, damn, how is he not getting a payday? Like, what is the Ravens seeing where he's not getting a payday? You might ask yourself, does he get into trouble off the field? No. He doesn't get in trouble off the field either. He hasn't done anything that was like bad or controversial off the field that's stopping him from getting his payday. Like, this has been going on since the NFL season was here. Like, Patrick Mahomes, people were still doubting him if he can possibly win a Super Bowl. It was so many things that happened throughout the course of this NFL season that was just brushed over. Nothing happened. He still ain't get paid. But quarterbacks was arguing about Deshaun Watson, somebody with 14 sexual assault allegations, trying to see who can negotiate and get him on the roster when he still had those pending allegations going on. But now this guy, no scandals, no drama, no nothing, just talent and knows how to play the game very well, is struggling to get a deal. And my Atlanta Falcons was one of those teams. We were talking about him. We were talking about getting him, but they did mention if the Ravens decided to tag Lamar Jackson, we weren't going to jump in the conversation to try and get him, which I think is not smart because you can still possibly get Lamar Jackson. We have enough money to do it, and I know we have a pretty good quarterback right now, but still, the man ain't Lamar Jackson. Like, our quarterback is not Lamar Jackson. And then I'm going to just leave you with this comparison, and then we'll jump over to Victor Wembanyama. I'll say this. Now, Daniel Jones, as I just read in the news, Daniel Jones received that big payday, 4 years, $160 million, which is crazy for Daniel Jones, because I mean, he is a solid quarterback, but also Daniel Jones is not that guy. I don't deem him as that guy who's like gonna take you to the Super Bowl, gonna go ahead and lead your franchise year after year. Like, you don't need to have a team and he'll still get you there. He's not that guy. We've seen Lamar Jackson be that guy year after year in terms of leading his team, regardless of who else is around there. He is deemed that guy. So Daniel Jones just received the payday. 60 passing TDs through his career. This is career stats. 60 passing TDs, 12 rushing TDs, has an NFL record of 21, 32, and 1. Lamar Jackson, obviously, I've already mentioned, he's one of the best win percentage starting quarterbacks of 73%, 45-16 record, 1 MVP, 101 passing TDs, 24 rushing TDs that this man has throughout his career. So I don't know what the league is up to right now. I don't know what the Ravens are saying. And I say league as I'm not trying to make it political or nothing. Obviously, the situation has already turned political. But I don't know what the hell is going on. I know if I'm a GM, I'm in somebody's front office, I'm the Jets who's been talking to Aaron Rodgers. I didn't say that on the news, but I didn't think it was quite newsworthy yet. But if I'm the Jets, I'm trying to get Lamar Jackson. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm trying to bring Lamar Jackson in there because Tua has been hurt on and off. If I'm the anybody, man, if I'm so many of these other teams, I'm trying to get Lamar Jackson, damn it. I mean, this guy's showing what he can do. All right, look. Let's jump into the Victor Wembanyama. Let's bring it back down just a little bit. All right. I got to reset now. Victor Wembanyama, again, as I mentioned, 7'4" French prospect, 19 years old, dubbed as a generational talent. He's shown what he can do, but people are calling him the greatest since LeBron. They're saying, oh, Victor Wembanyama, he's a generational guy. He has a wingspan of this much. He's Kevin Durant at best. He's 7'4", can dribble, can fade away, can shoot, can get teammates open. We've seen him do fadeaways. We've seen him shoot running jumpers from the three-point line that look like a floater. Oh, man, he's the greatest LeBron. Oh, man. When are we going to stop doing that? Please. When? How many times have we seen that? When are we going to stop putting these crazy-ass expectations on all of these players who's never going to reach that expectation of being LeBron or even Kevin Durant, because he's just as great, to be honest. I mean, we did that with Ben Simmons, and look at what happened to him, a big bust. If you compare him to those to that status of being LeBron, he's a bust. But honestly, what he's doing now in the league, nothing is wrong with that. But because media has put those expectations on Ben Simmons to be, the greatest since LeBron, now it seems as if he's a bust because he didn't live up to that expectation. That's not cool, man. Michael Carter-Williams, we consider him a bust, but he had a solid career in the league. If you make it to the NBA in general, that is like a hell of an accomplishment. You know how many skilled guys are out there that are amazing basketball players, but have not touched foot in the NBA? So many. So we got to stop looking at this, because he didn't live up to the expectation of being LeBron or Kobe or Jordan, that he's a bust. That's not cool at all, man. There's so much talent out there, even in the NBA, like the 12th man on the bench of any roster of the worst roster in the league. 12th man on the Detroit Pistons, because we're terrible right now. I ain't got no shame in it. 12th man on the Detroit Pistons right now. Don't know the name. But whoever he is, I guarantee if he was to fall down to the G League or go overseas, he might average 30. It's a high chance he might average 30. So I don't like the expectations. And I know, going back to Victor, I know he's a generational talent. I'm not here to discuss he's not generational. He's not anything to be hype about. I get it. He's a 7'4" guard. Or not guard, but he's a 7'4" athlete who can do it all, can dribble, can shoot, but he's also stick and bones. The man is 19 years old. You put him against Giannis Antetokounmpo, we know what's going to happen. It's going to sound like this. He's getting torn apart. He's getting ripped apart. if you put him against Giannis Antetokounmpo. You put him against DeAndre Ayton in the paint. You put him against Joel Embiid in the paint. Come on, man. Like, I get the potential is there, and I'm not here to argue about the potential, but do not sit here and compare somebody to LeBron, who just broke the scoring record, and compare somebody to Kevin Durant, who can fit into any roster as easily as he can without any drama or any of those type of things. Don't sit here and compare someone who we haven't even seen step foot in the NBA to one of these generational talents who proved so many things already. That's not cool. They got to stop that stuff because it hurts people, honestly. Like, Ben Simmons wouldn't even have all of the type of pressure that he has right now to be better and be good and all of that stuff if that high expectation wasn't placed on him. So I guess that's what I'm going to leave you with. That's what I'm going to leave you with. Next time you get the hype about somebody, have the hype. It's okay. It's okay to be hype about them and be thrilled about the potential that they have. I'm thrilled about the potential Victor Wembanyama has, but I also know he's sticking bones right now. He's straight sticking bones. I don't have his weight, but go look him up. Go look him up. I'm gonna tell you right now. That's a player. But anyway, man, look, that's all we have for you today. I greatly appreciate it. If you've been hanging with me and listening with me. Again, we are gonna get the voicemail popping because I gotta hear some information about this Lamar Jackson thing. I gotta run it back with you. So if you want to have something to say about that, go ahead, give us a call, 219-413-9405. Again, that's 219-413-9405. Also, too, man, however you're listening, whether it's on Spotify, iPodcast, iHeartRadio, TheRunUSA.com, YouTube, I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to check us out on TheRunUSA.com as well. We got a couple of articles up there for you as well. Until then, we will be back later on next week, and so on and so on and so on. Share this with a cousin, brother, auntie, uncle, neighbor, anybody. Share this with anybody you know, coworker, friend, anybody. Share this to them because it's going to be fun. So keep doing that. The Run with Manny Wilson podcast is brought to you by Fifth Investments. Sports betting is cool, but you can really get the most out of your money trading in the stock market. You can make money when stocks go up, man. You can make money when stocks go down. But all you need is a little guidance. So use the Fifth Investment Stock Trading Journal to help you get started right away. Fifth Investments is a fantastic resource for daily trade ideas, market analysis, news, and information for navigating the stock market. They got you covered with long-term, short-term, options trading, and more. So go to fiftinvestments.com and use the promo code THERUN for $20 off your premier membership, or just sign up for free. Trade the stock market and perfect a skill that's going to last you a lifetime.
The information is not trading or investment advice. The newsletter is only a personal blog that is being offered publicly for general information purposes only.